just bought a house in one of the most desirable, oldest neighborhoods in Salt Lake City. It was built in 1920. We're going to restore this home and take you along for the entire journey. Hi, I'm Maylee Nelson, real estate agent and real estate investor.
And I'm Mitch Nelson. I'm a real estate investor and a best-selling author.
We met and fell in love through our shared passion of turning old, rundown homes into something beautiful.
Together, we have over a decade of experience in real estate investing. We've flipped dozens of homes, and we've amassed a multi-million-dollar rental portfolio that spans the country.
We started real estate investing to create generational wealth for our families and for our children's families.
Real estate investing has been an incredible journey for us, and we're excited to take you along for the ride.
All right, we just picked up this brand new fix and flip. We're gonna be meeting our project manager, Steve Clayton, here to go over what we're gonna do on the project. But this is a pretty amazing flip. I mean, this was built, what, 1920?
Yep, 1920. And it feels like 1920.
Yeah.
It's just really rich, that craftsman style. Oh, it's yummy.
Yeah. So we wanna preserve as much of the 1920 bungalow craftsman style as we can, but we're also gonna be updating the house quite a bit to give it that modern flair. We're gonna be opening up some walls. We're going to be, giving it that open concept so that it feels modern, it feels livable in the 21st century, but still feels, like a house that was built in 1920.
So we're going right now. It is only a 2 or 3 bedroom, 2 bath, half bath actually, so 1.5 bath. So we're going to be altering it, right, and changing it up. So now it's going to be a 4-2, 2 full bath. So
4 bedroom, 2 bathroom house. That's awesome.
Well, let's get started.
Let's go do it. Let's check it out.
Big single pane windows.
Is that a problem? Can we just leave them?
Well, for efficiency, they're not efficient at all. They do have, this has a strong window on the outside that I don't see. That just looks like a screen. Maybe that is. Look at that, it works.
It works!
That's plexiglass.
Oh. Wah, wah.
So here's the thing with these windows, because part of the bungalow style home, right, is this craftsman style inside.
Stuff, yeah.
So if we replace these windows, we're eliminating this part of the inner part of the wood trim.
Right.
And potentially, we could keep this we could keep.
We can keep the big trim, yes, for sure. We can keep this stuff. Well, I just noticed that there's a little handle here, and this actually does function.
Shut up.
I mean, I was thinking about pulling those off, but that actually works.
Oh
That could be a little.
I don't like them though.
I know.
I think we gotta pull it off.
ugly.
Unfortunately.
This wall, we gotta get rid of.
This wall.
And then the kitchen is extended into this room.
Right.
Which would be the dining room.
Yeah, so dining room, kitchen, that'll flow very nice.
What if we left just this and put new cabinets around it?
Can you do that? I mean, they're attached.
Where'd you get that idea from?
This guy I know named Steve. Remember, that's my job in these walkthroughs, is I walk around and just repeat the things you say.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then you edit it out so that it looks like your idea. Gotcha.
Missing a handrail.
Yep, that'd be a nice drawing if you didn't know it was there.
Shortcut.
And a shortcut to downstairs. Guess what, Maylee? There's a laundry downstairs already, so we don't need the upstairs laundry at all.
Yay!
It's already here.
That's right, okay. It's been a minute since,
And it even has a little tub on the end. I love the way they customly ran the dryer duct out. That's excellent.
Is that something we can fix?
I sense sarcasm.
Right.
No.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. What is that? Dun dun dun.
Oh gosh.
Dun dun dun.
Another door.
Oh look, it's a little storage area. Look at another window.
Well, I like this idea. Look, did you see this tiny? Look.
Wow, that's
Look at this
super
tiny little
tight, huh?
doorway. Is this a problem that we have all three of these on this weird? What did you find? Oh!
What'd you get?
Steve, that's
Another
nice.
suitcase.
You should take that home.
I should.
Happy Christmas, Captain Steve.
Yeah.
Shut up, it's Toomey.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yep. It's
That's
two.
Shut
fine,
up,
dude.
it's Toomey.
We're twinners.
No!
I
I want it! No!
Finders keepers. Losers suck it.
Dude, that's awesome find. That's fantastic. Clean that up. That's a $5,000
Yeah, that's a
set right there.
$5,000 set.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. Yay!
Yeah. You gotta look.
Yeah, always.
All right, let's talk numbers. This one will be fun. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, non-conforming duplex in a very desirable part of Salt Lake City known as Sugar House. We're going to revert this property back to a single-family home and add 2 bedrooms in hopes to increase the value. When it's all said and done, this will be a beautiful 5-bed, 2-bath home. The rest of this project will be a simple cosmetic flip. Our plan is to replace the carpet and paint, doors, base and case, and redo the kitchen and the existing bathrooms. Maylee negotiated a purchase price of $430,000, which is a great deal because this property was originally listed for $470,000. Our remodel budget is $200,000 on this project, and once it's all done, we plan to list it for $730,000. We'll be including you on every step of this house and sharing a little bit of knowledge along the way. So let's go check out some of the work that's been done on this project and make sure that everything is headed in the right direction. All right, we're cruising on this property. We're about at sheetrock phase right now. The sheetrock's been done, the mud's been done, the cabinets have been delivered but not installed yet. We're plugging along. We're a couple months in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not as fast as I would like us to be moving due to most of the supplies that we're trying to get here are all in the middle of the ocean. So,
And labor.
you know.
There's a labor shortage right now as well.
Yeah. So if you're looking for, a job, like come on over. You need tile, sheetrockers, like come on over.
We'll take it.
Right?
We're gonna go meet Steve and we're gonna walk through this property and see the progress, and we're gonna take you along. Let's go check it out.
This is the original. I mean, that's the wallboard that was there. All we did was the texture. It's just.
I wish more houses did the texturing. I hate it. I genuinely hate smooth walls.
Do you?
Well, yeah, because you can't touch up. Like if somebody does a ding,
Right.
like at our house, it's absolutely horrifying. If somebody accidentally bumps into something and then you try
Right.
and patch it, now it looks,
Right.
kind of
That might have to do with the skill level of the person trying to patch it.
Got rid of my doors. They used to be here, so now they're just doorways.
I like that. It feels less, and you're not fighting trying to.
Right.
So I'm excited for the tile that we picked up for this space.
Yep.
I'm super excited.
Originally, the layout was this was going to be an extra room in this corner here, and our first bedroom was going to be there, and the second bedroom here because it's a nice sized room. Now, because we are changing it into a room, we needed to have the proper size window, so the egress size window. So it has to be like that 3x3 that's in that room there, and you got to have 3 feet out and 5 feet wide
It's so
from the
obnoxious.
house.
That seems so obnoxious.
So we're gonna do it over here, and then we find out that the property line's only 2 feet from the house,
And we need 5.
and we need 3.
Okay, I need to.
So we only needed a foot,
Well, he wouldn't give it to
and
us.
he wouldn't give us the foot.
Which
He's
I
not
get.
using the area at all, but it's semantics. So it's his property. So I had to make that room, which is just big enough for a bedroom, to be the bedroom. And now this, I left the closet in there just so it can be used because we gotta already bring.
So we have a 5-bedroom house, but really it's a 4-bedroom house.
So
How'd you get rid of all the cement?
What cement?
Oh, that whole room was cement.
No, it looked like cement. It wasn't cement.
It wasn't?
No, it was just plaster.
Are you sure?
I'm positive it was just plaster.
That whole cement dungeon creepy
Yep.
room?
It was just plaster.
Okay, well.
Because that wall used to be basically right here.
Yeah.
Where that wall was.
Yeah. I went all the way through.
All the way through from here to there with a little secret door right there.
Yeah.
So now it's the closet. But there was a little door right there that came through here.
Honestly, you wouldn't even know
But
this
as
house.
you can see, the window
Oh yeah!
is still bricked in.
Look how
So-
funny that is!
They actually bricked it in. I've had a new window put in there, and I've still got to get my guys to finish taking the bricks out. But they had actually bricked. They bricked the window in, and the window that was up there was, you couldn't see through it.
You decided to keep the brick exactly how it is. So we had the question out there on social media whether or not we should paint the brick, because we always, I mean, for the most part, we always paint the brick in our stonework in these homes. But because it's original 1940s brick, everyone said keep it. So we'll clean it up. And it has this original cool little thingy. I remember, what was it again?
It's a match holder.
So, oh, that's right, it was a match holder. That's so cute. Actually, can you keep that though? Because that's so cute.
Yeah,
so you fill this
it's
up with
staying in
matches, and you just grab one and.
Covering
Okay.
the sound.
I think that's it.
Denver Street, it's done.
Finally. Let's go check it out. You know, this turned out so beautiful. It really did. I love that we kept the craftsman moldings.
I'm glad that we were able to, because truthfully, in most of these bungalows, they are trashed.
And a lot of these houses in the Sugar House area were built between 1910 and 1930. And so you have this very original early 20th century craftsman style trim that they put into these houses. And when you find a house like this, where like you said, it's, you know, basically untouched. I mean, granted it's 100 years old, so there's a few signs of wear, but you know, they haven't painted over it or any of that thing. I think it's important to keep it.
Absolutely. The kitchen. So, what a great use of space. It is a tiny house. And this was like my whole point with, you know, I was showing people like how you can have a lot of people in here. Like we had for our open house, we had 50 people in here.
Yeah,
it was a madhouse in here.
These smaller houses, I mean, you know, it really is a game of figuring out how to use the space better. Because when we come in, you know, a lot of times they haven't laid it out very well. It's changed over the last 100 years. I mean, how many times has it changed? 4, 5, 6, you know, remodels that they've done on the house. And eventually a house almost becomes unusable in certain parts of it.
I mean, it's the wow factor, right? So we did a really nice, you know, just table here showing people that you can have a really big table here if you wanted, but just a nice, cute little setup is super helpful. We did keep to kind of the theme of the home, the 1920s, so going very Edison for all the light bulbs and all the lighting throughout the house, even on the porch, we were able to keep
Modern industrial lighting. Without going too far, right? One of our goals is we want to keep as broad of a buyer base as possible. So, you know, we'll do some niche things every now and then, but we try to keep it as appealing to as many people as possible as we can, so that when it comes time to sell it, we're not making life harder for you.
a couple other little fun things that we were able to do is
Blow out the wall.
yeah, we blew out this wall.
It's gone.
That's what I'm saying. We opened the space up. It's so much more functional. And, you know, that was the biggest thing that everybody kept talking to me about as I'm, you know, selling this house was just the use of space also with our cabinetry that we were able to do. We were able to still have create a really nice bar here. You can still have breakfast, you know, but you're not getting closed off. You know, everyone's not bumping into each other. So that's helpful. We did a nice wine rack, which I love. And a little tip, actually, I have to tell you, we took upper cabinets and put them also for lower cabinets, which is a really nice trick if people aren't, you know, familiar with how to design an actual kitchen, just because look at that depth change. I mean, that's a good 1.5 feet almost of space that we were able to create through this widening. So beautiful. I love that we were able to get my gas. We've switched everything. So anything above 800,000 plus, we are doing gas stoves. So that wasn't really a thing in the past. It wasn't really, not everyone had to do that, you know, as far as to sell a house, but now it's like mandatory. If I don't do it, all I'm hearing is, why don't you have a gas stove? Why don't you have a gas stove? So very grateful that in every property, that's our new template, right, is gas and then a nice hood, like range, like it's a double oven.
Yeah.
You're able to get an awesome deal on a double oven, like yes.
Use of space, right?
Yes.
This went from being a very gross, dysfunctional kitchen to now is very utilitarian and beautiful. Like the space is just used so well.
Had a lot of fun with this bathroom, you know. It was an interesting showcase, but Mitch and I spent about 6 hours putting up wallpaper. We don't ever work on our properties, ever. But of course, mainly decided on this one, I had to put up wallpaper. And I couldn't find anybody to put up wallpaper, so we had to do it.
A lot of blood, sweat, and swear words went into that wallpaper.
Lots of swear words.
Lots of swear words.
You know, we were able to keep our 2 bedrooms up here. A downfall, unfortunately, we would have been able to push this ARV after repair value to over 900,000 had we had a master bedroom. So we don't have them. We have a master bedroom right here, but there is no ensuite. So they don't have a bathroom, and they definitely don't have their own large closet. So that kind of held us back as far as like raising.
Well, it was a conscious decision that we made because had this house been in any other neighborhood in the valley,
Right.
we would have made the opposite decision. We would have said, no, we have to have a master suite. We got to get rid of one of the bedrooms and put a master bathroom in its place. But in this neighborhood in Sugar House, nobody's tearing down these old houses and building new houses. They're all just remodeling the old houses that were here. And this is a very desirable place to live. So for people who want to live in Sugar House, they kind of know going into it that they're probably not going to get a master suite. You know, in some cases you might, but in most cases, I don't think so. So in this neighborhood, we got away with it. In most others, we probably wouldn't have.
How awesome is it to have a 2-car garage in Sugar House?
That's pretty dope.
Is like a huge win for us.
It's a good sell point.
Yeah, it really is. Because this was an apartment, you know, they had some really weird stuff in this backyard. One of our rules is to never do landscaping, right?
We try to avoid it as much as possible. Never's a little strong of a word, but we try to avoid doing landscaping whenever we can.
Okay, so because of vents,
Ceilings are low.
ceilings are low, but only right here.
Yeah. Well, down this hallway as well, just where this duct is.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a good 7-foot ceiling outside of that, so not a problem.
So the biggest wow factor for the basement is that we were able to convert. There was only 1 bedroom down here. Now we have 3. So
right.
it's
Good use of
sexy,
space.
It's awesome. It's so functional. There are no comps for a 5-bedroom house in this area.
And I can't stress that enough. Like the use of space is one of the greatest secrets of a fix and flipper. If you can fit 5 bedrooms into what used to be a 3-bedroom house, you're gonna make a lot of money, right? So it's just a game of Tetris till you figure out how to make it work. And you know what? We're lucky. We got Steve. I mean, he's figured all that out. So credit where it's due, right?
For sure. Now, this space was super funky, right? So I love that we were able to create a beautiful bedroom, create an egress window in both of these rooms to give it just that vibrant feel. This bedroom, it was funky. It's actually not a bedroom, right?
Well, it was a kitchen.
Oh, right. So because it was a kitchen, and this is the issue though, it was with the property line. So we couldn't create an egress window in this room specifically, but in the 3rd bedroom down here. So it's not technically a bedroom. I listed it as a bedroom on the MLS, and people talked to me about it, you know, like that. I was like, well, it's not really a bedroom. Like, you're right, it's an office or it's a bonus room or it's whatever you want. But anyway, so there you go. Updated bathroom. It turned out beautifully for the space that we had. We couldn't have done anything better, I don't think. It turned out absolutely fabulous. The laundry room, I fought for so long to get this awesome tile in here, and I won, so that's awesome. And because I never win when there's funky things like this, but turned out great. People loved it. I think it's definitely another selling point of the house. Extra storage, which is helpful. And then we kept The brick. We kept
And the wood burning stove. I love that. I mean, that thing, when we first came in here, it was covered in black soot.
Yeah.
And, there were magazines and garbage stacked up on it. We didn't restore it at all. I mean, it's not a new paint job on that thing, but we did clean it up, and I think it's a cool centerpiece. It's just a really cool thing to have in this old house. It's a period piece. It reminds people of the heritage of this neighborhood, and, I think it's really cool. And exposed brick, of course, in our Edison / modern industrial design style, exposed brick is a must. So, well done on that.
So again, staging is a big deal of what we do. Yes, the house has to look good without all the staging, because people will only buy a house they'll throw it under a contract because of the staging, truthfully. Yeah. The moment though all of the furniture is removed, they still have to want the house. And that's a tricky part, because as soon as all the staging is gone, it's like, oh, the house is kind of ugly now, But obviously they can buy all the furniture, and the couple that's buying it will be actually buying a lot of the furniture. But anyway, staging is super helpful, and it helps, the people walking through, as you can see, what do you do with the space? Well, this is a fabulous use of space. This couch fits perfectly. You can definitely envision yourself sitting down with your kids or with your husband and watching a show or just reading a book. This is such a beautifully welcoming spot to make that home feeling. And people did. I would come downstairs and people are just sitting here just like, oh, this is nice, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do. So unfortunately we held on to this property a lot longer than we wanted to, as we keep saying now. This is a common thread all of a sudden, but it does pay off in this market, and that's the last thing I'm going to say.
Well, it's an interesting combination, because we've got the pandemic and COVID, that hit about 2 years ago, and it caused kind of a ripple effect of labor shortage and material shortage, and which normally would be a terrible thing. I mean, to hold on to a property for 14 months when normally we try to knock them out in 5 or 6 months is really a really difficult pill to swallow. However, and geez, everything that could have gone wrong in this house did, right? Finished product's beautiful, right? But it was an adventure along the way. But what really saved us from that, and this is just pure luck, is that the market did really well. So we actually made more money hanging on to it longer than we would have had we hit our 5-6 month timeline and sold it then. Maybe, I would say, an extra $100,000.
Cha-ching.
All right, well, we did it. We put it under contract. This thing sold.
So let's talk about the comps situation. So it was crazy, because when I was running comps to figure out how to list this house, or what I was gonna list it for, the only comps I had, there was 3 of them, and one was at 625, 655, and 675. And I started to panic a little, because I thought, oh no, this isn't what we were supposed to be. We were supposed to be in the 800s. So I just kind of went with a whim and said, you know what? We'll just see, we'll let the market tell us what we get to list this house for. So I listed it for $839,000. And we got it. We actually ended up taking an offer at $845,000. It was incredible. They were able to close within 14 days. It was conventional, which I know that sounds crazy, but we're totally pulling that off right now. Our loan officers are being incredible to work with. But yeah, as far as a home run goes, I don't know if you can get any better than that.
Well, our profit on this ended up beating our latest record, which is Olympic. And if you guys want to see that episode, we'll put it in the description below. But it was the previous house that we did right before this one.
Yeah.
This one beat that profit record by about 15,000 bucks. We made $161,000 on this house. Really freaking cool. This was an adventure. We had some problems and some obstacles that we had to overcome, but overall, it was pretty slick. We made a huge profit, and I'm happy we did it.
Yeah, I think our partners, are super excited. I know that the neighbors and everybody in the surrounding areas are really excited about this.
Maybe except for one neighbor.
Maybe one. Maybe you're not very excited. But other than that, everyone else is so happy.
He's probably excited that we're gone and that he's got different people now living in the house. But yeah,
that's definitely true. So we do our job. We're trying to change the neighborhood. We're trying to make sure that these beautiful historical homes get the facelift that they deserve. and to raise property values for everybody in this community. So hopefully you enjoyed this. We love sharing our content to you. So if you loved watching this video, please give a like and a thumbs up because we are very grateful for you.
Absolutely. And with that said, let's go take a look at the final numbers. All right, let's get to the good stuff, the final numbers. We purchased this property for $430,000. We spent $288,000 on the renovation project. Holding costs came in at $63,000. We used other people's money to do this deal, so this is essentially the interest being paid back when we're done, as well as insurance, property tax, and utilities. Closing and agent costs came in at about $64,000, and we sold it for $845,000 because of the awesome job that Maylee did in marketing this property. Our total profit on this deal was about $161,000, which is a new record for us in the single-family flip game. Maylee was also the agent on this deal when we bought it and when we sold it, so we got to triple dip in our profit and recoup some of those closing costs in the form of agent commissions, which is part of our overall strategy. If you'd like to learn more about how we do what we do, please be sure to check out our live real estate investor education Zoom call every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Links in the description below. All right, well, that's all we've got for you in this episode. We hope you enjoyed this fix and flip. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got any comments or questions about this flip, or if you would have done anything differently, let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe, as it really helps support our channel, and it's free. And make sure that you check out our Ask Mitch Anything call every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, where we teach you how to go out and do this exact thing. Guys, that's about it. We'll see you on the flip side.